Hello and welcome back to another installment of Poke Fodder, and as you read, we have another shiny coming into Pokemon Duel. People are able to data mine or skip their phones ahead. I'm not exactly sure how they do it, and to be honest, I don't know how to data mine, and I'm not going to mess with the time and date of my phone. I'm not really worried about how they do it, but we do have a couple of screenshots. And as you see, shiny Eevee. Now, if you will also notice on this screenshot from Xturtle, you have shiny Vaporeon as well. What I believe is going to happen is shiny Eevee is going to be the reward for 650 points in the upcoming team event. That's how you're going to pick up this figure, with shiny Vaporeon being in Sparkle Boosters. If you remember, they gave away a shiny Gyarados in the last round of Sparkle Boosters, and they had another round of Sparkle Boosters. Oh, and it was shiny Magikarp, I believe. So it looks like team events are going to be how they distribute the shiny Pokemon, and I did not pull the Gyarados from the last team event, so I don't have that. But the wheels are the same, unlike when they released shiny Ho-Oh and it had a different ability. Everything appears to be exactly the same as it used to be with this shiny Eevee. The wheel breakdown and everything, and thank you to Tussash for this screenshot. We don't have the wheel for Vaporeon. I'm going to go ahead and just imagine that it is exactly the same, and you are going to have the shiny Eevee in order to evolve into the shiny Vaporeon. Now, with all that being said, we do have just a couple of bits of information we need to jump into, and maintenance is complete. They are apologizing for the error where you could not take your Pokemon had like 8 myths down below 6 myths using Carmonite. They are giving everybody a booster ticket for that particular bug. And then if we go back, deck editing. This was the one where you could put, this was the one where you could put the Mega Scissor into your deck, and you're going to get a booster ticket as compensation for that. And then the other one, I'm completely struggling here with this. The other one that you're getting an apology is for the fusion where figure 6 or higher. And then for that, you're actually going to get a booster ticket. But then if you used Carmonite, if you allocated a wheel, you're gonna get gems because of it. Now, the downside of that is, and I need to go in and check my figures, but they reset everybody's wheel. So if you use gems to set a wheel and then reset it or whatever, like, they're gonna give you some gems back, but I don't think they're giving you enough, and they reset the wheel, so you're gonna have to spend those gems anyways. Make sure if you went and changed the wheel using Carmonite of a figure since the last update, I would say go ahead and double check those figures and make sure. I'm actually going to go check because I did use Carmonite on my Nihilego, and I just want to make sure. Yeah, see, this wheel has been completely reset. So let's see what happens here. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to confirm it. And then, okay, so it is going to let me redo all of my Carmonite. And we're going to take away from the white there. So if you have leveled up figures, go ahead before you jump into a room match or something, or a league match, go ahead and make sure that everything is as it should be. And see, I did not use Carmonite on this Nihilego, so it did not get reset. And it didn't cost me gems to reallocate the wheel, so that's actually beneficial. So what I want to do now is, if you watch my video on what I think is the new meta, it involves Skirt Birdie, this little bane of my existence. You know, back in the day, Deoxys was annoying, but it was one deck that was annoying. Now, we've got Sableye is annoying, Skirt Birdie is annoying, just a lot of figures that aren't even necessarily that strong in and of themselves, but what they do as a support figure just absolutely causes nightmares for myself and I'm sure a lot of other players. And I'm trying to decide if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Obviously, no game is going to be, you know, this is the best figure. Everybody run this one figure. That's not healthy for any game. So the fact that there are a lot of different tech pieces that go along with other figures to make these annoying decks is good for the game and bad for my blood pressure, if you know what I'm talking about there. But what I did is I built a deck loosely around that concept. Well, I've got my Lunala, I've got my Solgaleo, I've got my Tapu Koko, I've got my Skirt Birdie. But what I've done is I've brought Mewtwo and Mega Mewtwo Y into the mix, and then my wild card. This piece of junk EX figure that is collecting dust in 99.8% of all Pokemon Duel players' decks. In fact, Stay Home Dad is really the only one I know that runs Delphox. I think there are a couple of other Japanese players who run Delphox, but for the most part, it's a wasted piece. But it's psychic. And so we got little Skirt Birdie, and with my propensity to roll misses, maybe Delphox is good for me. Of course, the counter argument to that would be is I roll misses because those aren't beneficial to my game, and Delphox rolling a miss is actually beneficial, so there's no way that I'm going to roll it. We'll most likely just roll the 50 attack on that. And what I copied this deck off of is if we go and look at my other decks, my 9 Lego decks, if we go look at my other decks, this is the one that Super runs. I think this is kind of the standard meta deck at the moment, is that, you know, with the DOA and the Sableye. And I've gone ahead and swapped out Mewtwo and Mega Mewtwo and Delphox for those two figures. The thought being that with Delphox rolling miss and giving me plates back, it is possible that when my Mega Mewtwo Y, like he did in the last video, rolls a loss into a Lunala, that I have the potential to have my Mega Mewtwo Y back at some point during the game. I'm actually going to cancel. No, I'm not going to. I think I want to make a change to this deck, and I'm not sure that I did it. I'll have to see what my plates are. We're going up against Steve, who has a Charizard Y and a Mega Sceptile, and a Poliwhirl and a Mew. And what I want to do, and I'm pretty sure I have not reset this plate, and I've played far too many matches for me not to have reset this plate, and I don't have it in. What I wanted to have in there is I want to take out probably the second double chance and put in, we're just going to go here, and put in the metal sphere plate for Leo. And what that's going to do is that's going to give me a 110 and 140 attack, which can't be knocked out by DOA unless I just roll miss. And that's the whole thought behind it, is for those Gengars, that the Mega Gengars that don't have the MP boost, or the one chain level that everybody got. I cannot talk today for some reason. But for the Mega Gengars that don't have the one chain level put into them, that is where the Leo comes in beneficial. And he is going to trigger his evolution straight away. Delphox did not put up much or any of a fight, but that's okay, because I am going to drop my Leo right there, And he does not have a hurdle jump, so he's going to have to do something. He's going to have to attack, or he's going to have to back up, or he's going to have to put that there. I'm going to... I have like no good matchups here, so I'm going to go ahead and just straight up attack with this. Now, what I'm guessing my opponent is going to do if he loses this roll, in which he probably should lose this roll, is he's probably going to X-Speed Charmeleon into my Lunala. Just like that. And if I roll my 70, he can't win. And I roll my 70, and he cannot win. Now here's the bad side of this. This Poliwhirl is actually a really nice counter to Lunala. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is I want to take care of this Mew. And we're not going to take care of that Mew. What does he have? He's got his Mega Plates. He's going after my Lunala. Okay, I get it. And that's why. What do we have here? We're gonna go with Mewtwo. And I probably should have surrounded. This is a bad matchup for him. And it's going to pay off for him. I should have just surrounded his Sceptile. But when it's going bad, why not make it worse, right? That was a misplay bringing out Mewtwo. Should have just taken my Coco, surrounded, brought back out his DOA. But we didn't do it, and we can't live in the past. So let's jump up here. He is out of X speeds. This should be a Psycho Shove. And it's not. This should be my 70. If he attacks into here, I should end up on 70 and start on Flame Kinesis. That hasn't worked out for me yet, but that's what should happen. I'm going to take... I don't have a Max Revive, so I'm not going to take a Max Revive. Do I have a Goal Block? What am I running? X-Speed, Swap Spot, Double, Goal Block, and Mewtwo Y. And that's why I'm not running Max Revive, is because of the Mewtwo Y. But we do have that Goal Block in here. Let's see. Okay, so he's confused. So now he's primarily going to roll blue. So what's going to happen there? I'm going to force the issue. Sceptile is a decent, especially at 102, it's a decent. And if he goes Mega, that's probably even better. I don't remember everything that Mega Sceptile does, other than mine loses a lot. And his doesn't. So there's always that. I'm going to go up here and go after his Terrakion. We are going to get the good roll there. He's either going to have to attack my Leo with Sceptile or just completely ignore it. And that's what my... that is what my Mega Sceptile does. And I really wish I'd had that plate, because then... Well, I guess I can get up over his attack here. Okay, so I'm going to have to re-roll the same thing, and if I do, it's GG. And if I roll that, then he's going to go to the bench. And we're going to start the whole process over, but I'm going to start it off by threatening to surround his Poliwhirl. And he doesn't care about his Poliwhirl. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go ahead, and I'm not. I'm actually going to bring Mewtwo, and the reason why I didn't surround is for that very reason right there. is I did not want him getting that evolution and bringing out Charizard Y, which I really like Charizard Y. I don't run it simply because I don't want to play with 1 MP Charizard, and I don't want to try to evolve Charmeleon 90% of the time. I have double chances here. I think it would be silly of me to not go ahead and just try to attack. I changed my mind. I was about to change my mind. I was thinking that I might swap spot and take my Coco to his other entry point, which is what I'm going to do on my next move. I'm going to swap spot these two, put Coco right there, unless I lose this roll, which he should roll blue. And then if that happens, I got nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like there are no words for that. If I lose this one, okay. That's really what should have happened on the last turn. I can go ahead and I need to try to take goal, as long as I don't roll Annihilate. I feel like the last few rolls, I've said as long as I don't roll fill in the blank, that's exactly what I've rolled, is the fill in the blank, which is no good. But we are undeterred. We are going to keep, I'm going to keep attacking and pressing his goal. That is what I want to do. I imagine he's going to back up Poliwhirl and attack my Lunala. And as long as I don't roll white, we didn't roll white. So there we go. Put a little kink in his armor by burning, which means he's going to lose the 51. A lot of people on Poliwhirl actually level up the 50 with Carmenite. So we get fortunate there. I have to bring out my Leo so I don't leave an open path to my goal. And it's not like he can bring another man figure off of the bench or the PC anyways. Moongeist is going to be a victorious roll once again. And I'm just going to go after the goalie here. Nice roll. That is a good roll right there. Work with that. Mega Charizard is all he has. So he's going for the all or nothing. Doesn't want to bring Charizard to attack. And I'm going to roll the Omnipresent Miss there. So we will bring our Leo back up. And then you know that we're going to bring Coco right here. We're actually going to go for Swap Spot Cheese. Let's see if our opponent fell asleep. As long as we don't lose this roll, and we do not lose that roll, we, my friends, are going to Swap Spot Cheese victory. That was a hard-fought victory, Steve. Good game. It's never really easy unless you have one of those matches where you just roll. Oh man. If there is one thing that you don't want, you do not want 12 and 24-hour boosters right now. Those are the kiss of death, especially with a team event starting. Wait, what is this? Did we get a new notification? No. That was weird. The long boosters are the kiss of death. They used to be good. They changed all that. Let's see what we get here. We are going to get Rare Metal Common. And let's jump into one more match. Don't really have a good feel for this deck based on that one game. Actually, no, cancel. Cancel. I need to change my plate. I'm very disappointed in each and every one of you watching this video right now for not yelling at me, reminding me, Fodder, you need to go change your plates. So let's jump into my deck. And is it this one? It is this one. We're going to edit the plates. We're going to take out one double chance. And we're going to go for Metal Sphere. Now I think we're ready to go. Now I think we're set. And as soon as my game loads up, we jump into our final game of the day. We're either going to go 2-0. That is what we're aiming for. Or we will go 1-1. But at least we will break our streak of videos with a losing record at 2, I'm sure. We have our opponent. Our opponent is, wow, a strikingly similar deck to mine, with the exception of he has Zapdos at level 10, chain level 10, where I have Delphox. See how this plays out. Not really. It's really weird. What I find really weird about this game is we have, I don't know, 300 and some odd figures that have been released in the game. And yet, if you look at the higher ranks, so I'm talking like above me, so we'll say 3,700 and higher, obviously in this example, 36 and higher. Everybody runs basically the same deck. And I'm not sure, I'm not a game developer, so I don't know. But I don't understand how or why they cannot come up with like a deck that completely counters the deck that I'm going against. Does that make sense? So, and I know that they will release figures and will say, well, this is the new meta. The release figures to counter individual figures, but I don't understand how everybody always runs the same ones. Like, if you know your opponent is pretty much going to run the deck that you see here, where is the deck that can counter that? And there obviously isn't one. Otherwise, more people would run it. But the fact that everybody runs the same thing instead of running the counter to this, and then you mix it up, and I can't really run this deck because my opponent might be running the direct counter to that deck, is really bizarre to me. And that's going to be a wash. I'm going to bring out Mr. Delphox. That doesn't really seem to make any difference to me. I remember when Mewtwo got its buff, and I leveled mine up to 5 right away, and everybody's like, why? It's still junk. And then the Megas come out, and you still don't even see... The Mega Mewtwo's are really strong, but you still don't see them used very often. I think... What does my opponent have? Double chance. He's got Y. I'm actually going to... I'm going to take Skirt Birdie over and go after his Lunala. Because if I could pull off the... Is it worth X speeding? I don't think so. We're going to do it anyways. If I can pull off the Confuse or the KO here, that'd be phenomenally good. Okay. Awesome. Now he has a status effect, and his Lunala just became significantly weaker unless he rolls Moongeist Beam. Oh, but with Confusion, he could have burned me, thus making me weaker. He will probably just max revive and bring that right back out, but then again, maybe not. So I'm going to jump up here and at least threaten the goal. I mean, you have to at least respect and honor it. And I feel like I feel like it's probably worth it for me to double chance Coco into his Skirt Birdie. Ooh, but I can't hop over. But what I can do is I can go ahead and trigger my Mewtwo Y right here. And go after Leo. Oh my gosh. For the second straight video that I use Mewtwo Y, his first roll out of the box is the 60. Very fortunate that my opponent flat out rolled a miss there. And I have to say I don't agree with that play right there by my opponent. I'm going to double chance because I think Leo was his better option. Now I could get surrounded here. We're gonna have to roll gold. And then when I need to roll the gold, it's nowhere to be found. He's going to, well, no, he doesn't have swap spots, so I guess I'm okay there. I bet he moves his Coco to back there to threaten this round. Then I have to peel back, which is what is going to happen. So I will peel back my one space. And I think that frees the door up for me to advance. I feel like I can. I feel like I can go for this. I feel like I can take this risk. And that is fine. We're going to go after this. Let's just do it. We got nothing to lose. Won it by one level. Wow. All right, we are going to take over his entry point, and I rolled the natural miss. We are going to come up here. We're going to go after his Mewtwo. Not a fan of being burned. That is 100%. Do have the goal block. My two best attackers are riding the pine at the moment. He's going to come after my Skirt Birdie. Okay. As long as he doesn't roll gold, there's a 60% chance he doesn't roll gold. How about that? Okay. And let's go after Mewtwo again. Wow, okay. So Shove loses to the gold. Oh, this is risky because if my Skirt Birdie gets knocked out, I'm going to have to go with Delphox for the block. Roost. Okay. All right, we're going somewhere. Come on, Mewtwo Y. Melee, melee. I was close to him missing. No way he does melee, melee wish here. And Skirt Birdie's run of holding off the opponent comes to an end. We're going to go with Delphox here. I can either Flame Kinesis him across the board and then bring out Leo, or I'm just going to bring out Leo and try to knock him out or lose while getting my Sunsteel Strike. The Flame Kinesis is going to go down. We're going to throw him out here. And I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to try to get rid of this Zapdos right away. He's going to roll Roost. Okay. I did lose my Mega Mewtwo, but that's not bad because now I can shove everybody out of my way. That's not really going to Oh, and then put my... No, I can't move my Coco to gold because he'll have a weight 1. Not really sure how I want to do that. It's an interesting predicament for sure if it comes into play. And we're still trying to get rid of the Zapdos. That is going to be the knockout blow. If Coco can hold on for one roll, just one little roll is what we need here. Perfect. All right, Leo, it's on you, bro. Perfect. Wow. A couple of very solid rolls there. And he could take Skirt Birdie and go after my Coco is really his only option. If he wins, I can still replace Skirt Bird or Coco. It doesn't matter. That is going to be the victory. So there you go. It was a very productive 2 wins in 2 tries video for the day. Excited about that. And we are slowly but surely making an end of month push. Soteris released, I tweeted out, if you don't follow me on Twitter, there's a link in the description to my Twitter account. I retweeted Soteris's stats on the monthly rankings and top 100, top 1000, and the other thresholds. And everything has been holding steady for a while now. I'm not really sure if it was because of the gym. I know a lot of people like to play the gym events, and then we have the team event. They've really slowed down monthly climbs, and I think that those 2 events have a lot to do with it. But that is it for me for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments below. Are you excited about the shiny figures? You know, they're not releasing shiny figures of figures that anybody actually uses. So to me, I'm kind of like, meh, okay, cool. But I know in Pokemon lore, the shiny figures are highly coveted and people want them. They're extremely rare. And they are doing a fairly good job about making a lot of the shiny figures rare by including them in Sparkle boosters. So for that aspect of it, I think it's pretty good. You know, and I know that the shiny figures were the exact same. They were just colored differently. And so they're holding true to that with the exception of shiny Ho-Oh. I don't know where that came in. But as is, it seems like they're just better off for your collection. But let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Are you excited about them? Do you want to use them? Or are they just more for collecting? That is what I want to know. And until next time.